So I'm going to tell you something really amazing. We've invented the world's first electromagnetic flight. So we're kind of the dawn of a new approach to delivering high power safely without a wired infrastructure. We created a wireless infrastructure where we can send 12 kilowatts of power safely from a cloud to a receiving antenna at 80% efficiency over 40 feet distance. We founded the company together. This is a global company. These are actually brothers who are very brilliant Russian physicists. We're a US company. We're backed by Draper, my former venture capital partner. And the typical problem we focused on first for the application of this distance wireless charging technology is the commercial drone space, because the battery duration is a real problem. And with our solution, you can basically fly continuously and charge multiple drones that can fly autonomously. So this is actually, for this use case of flying vehicles, the dawn of being able to fly from cloud to cloud. So if you stay in the cloud about 15 to 20% of your time in flight time right now, you can fly until you need to service the motors. You don't need to land at all, and you can't charge any faster than we charge you in the air. A network of these, for example, down a train line, across rooftops, can allow drones to move continuously over an area, to complete routes, do all kinds of service activities. And in addition, it'll scale up to urban taxis, because as we double the receiving antenna on the drone, it can go up from, at the current size, if we double our radius, we can get 16 times more power from the same safe cloud density. It's FCC experimental license. It's not interfering with any other electronics, dead silent. And so this is an interesting piece of infrastructure to do all kind of inspection of power plants, solar plants, gas lines. It can be put on a mobile trailer with a diesel generator. But in addition, by partnering with some of the electrical utilities, we could deploy it, for example, down a whole country's train line, and then parcels and eventually taxis could run along an air track, for example. This is an example of it just being set out in the field. It's a very rugged installation. There's really only 6 wires that create the transmitting antenna. It doesn't have to be perfectly circular. It can be longitudinal. It's operating at about 120 kilohertz, primarily magnetic regime. And it's below the World Health Organization limits for field density for people to live in 24/7. It's non-ionizing, so we've actually invented a safe, high-power, long-distance technology for delivering power. And we've been exponentially increasing the amount of power that we can deliver with this technology. This is a log scale. And there are many, many drone-related service markets that this can apply to. A cloud infrastructure in the Central Valley, for example, could be used by the vineyards and the farms to do agricultural work. A network across the city rooftops could allow parcels to move or filming to be done. Right now, if you try to do filming, which is a popular activity with drones, you get 15 minutes flight time. There's a very solid ROI. There's a lot of proof of the use of drones, but this core problem that they need to have robotic battery charging or tether solutions and so on, where it's difficult to fly them around, is really problematic, and that's what we solved. There are quite a few customers interested in this. We have to finish our commercial FCC licensing, which we're on track to do shortly, before we can actually sell. We can rent or experimentally work with people interested in testing this out today. Nobody really has anything like this other than us worldwide. We're the first to be able to do it. Many people thought it was, frankly, impossible, including our own engineers. So we've got a pretty strong forecast here. We start out by providing test systems, but our long-term vision basically is a lot like your bandwidth sale of the internet to wireless devices. This is a way to get a premium kilowatt revenue stream in addition to your wired revenue stream if you're an electric utility. If you've got, for example, a solar plant, you need to inspect all those. You've got plenty of electricity. You just stick a cloud there, and you can fly drones over your plant. And this is the backing that we've had thus far, and we're raising a Series A for the company. So thank you very much. I'm glad to tell you how we can fly from cloud to cloud forever now.